Right, okay, so we are back with the third game this time, and this one is a little bit more promising. I've seen some reviews for it, and apparently it's pretty good. So this should be alright. It's a visual novel. I think there's some gameplay elements, like some puzzle stuff as well, but I honestly have absolutely no idea. So let's have a wander through. Oh, my controller's turned itself off. I was wondering why I couldn't select anything. There we go. The options screen doesn't seem very clear. I don't know if you can see the highlight. Like it's on load at the moment. Settings. That's really unclear. That could do with being like a different colour or something. Can't see shit. Let's have a look at the settings. Well, those are pretty minimal settings. We can change the text speed, music volume, and we can change it to, I don't know, Russian. Is that the Russian flag? I think that's a Russian flag. Yeah.
Oh.
I assume that's a Russian flag. I think we'll stick with English though. I don't think we're going to change language.
It would be nice in Spanish.
Unfortunately, there's no Spanish. So we can't even switch to Spanish, even if we wanted to. Which you do. Right. So I'll be the narrator and the boy. You can be the witch. So you might not.
I don't think I can.
Yeah, you can. I don't know where the witch comes in. It might even be later.
Okay, my right eye can see.
Throughout the slumber, I heard voices and the engine's rattling noises. Don't know what all these are. Oh. Okay, there we go. I think that is just looking at a text log or something. That's to repeat. Options, maybe. I get it. I was wondering what all these buttons do. Right, Cricket Stone Road. It was finally my stop. I opened my eyes and hurried to the exit. As soon as I got off the bus, I took the old Polaroid photo out of my pocket and started to walk along the path. Is it me or is there an extra space between Polaroid and photo? That's really annoying. I had to find Aunt Alice's house using the photo taken 6 years ago. It wasn't an easy task, I must say. No one cared enough to draw me a map. How could my dad draw it for me with all his very important responsibilities? Like going through the jewellery catalogues to pick another diamond ring for my stepmother. Quite like the art style in it. I think the drawing's pretty good. So all I got was the old photo taken when my mother and father visited Aunt Alice. By the way, my father had to prove how much he loved Sophia almost every week, and the prices of the presents were increasing rapidly. This is exactly the reason why I didn't get a new bike for my last birthday. Pocket. My father, capitals mate, my father just patted me on the shoulder and gave me $5 to get something for myself. I think my stepmother is pure evil. She might be the evilest evil in the entire universe. And I know that my mom, who was smiling at me from the photo, would agree. Her smile was so warm and pleasant, unlike the cold grin of my stepmother. I swear that when I see her putting the meat in the grinder while watching me with her little sparkling eyes, I sometimes feel like my life is in danger. But now I'm far away. She can't touch me with her long pale fingers. Again, extra space between pale and fingers. Seems like they could have done with a bit of a proofreader for this game.
You're very picky.
Not very picky, just little errors like that I notice quite easily. I've already been here once. When I was little, my brother brought me with her to see her sister. At that time, everything seemed so dreamlike and unreal to me. Aunt's house was truly a magical place, full of miracles. He's walking really slowly.
I talk a lot.
Yeah. Of course, since I was just a kid, I was imagining. Still, I had a lot of fun during my stay. It didn't matter if it was only fancy, because I was having a good time. Gosh, I'm really glad that I left that stuffy bus and was finally able to get some fresh air. Couldn't wait to see the place from my childhood. I wonder if I could imagine something magical now. I walked along a narrow path covered in leaves. It was so nice to walk in the woods with a pleasantly chill autumn wind on my face. The sun was pouring its bright colours from the sky, drawing interesting patterns on thick branches. Okay, now stop talking, man. I need a drink. Magnificent fir trees were surrounding me. The birds were singing their beautiful songs merrily. This warm atmosphere lifted my spirits, and I couldn't help but smile. It was so pleasant to walk through the forest in peace and quiet, especially after living in a noisy city for so long. Fucking hell. Not so much winters after all, and the village must be close to my aunt's house. I hope it's close. Last time, my parents and I went there to see the toy fair. In a forest? Ha! My stupid stepmother probably thought she was sending me to live in some kind of dump, but fortunately, it wasn't so bad. Maybe I could even make friends with the guys from the village. Some part of me would like to fall lazily on the sofa and turn on the comedy show with J. Earl, but I thought that something interesting and huge was waiting for me. Strange feeling for a 12-year-old boy who was just kicked out of his house by a grumpy stepmother. So his stepmother's kicked him out of the house and he's 12 years old, and his father said nothing. Fucking hell.
Well, nothing.
Well, at least he's got his aunt in the middle of a fucking forest. By the way, she herself should sometimes get out of the city to enjoy the fresh air, instead of just sitting there all day. She's always at home or work. That's probably why she's so pale and constantly complaining to my dad. For a split second I paused. Please pause. Fucking please pause, mate. And I thought why I ever thought that Aunt Alice would be happy to see me in the first place. Could she suddenly change, grow old, and become just as grumpy as my stepmother? During my last stay, my auntie and I seemed to get along well, and lots of fun. But who knows what's going on in the mind of adults? I felt my tummy rumbling. The last time I ate was early in the morning, and I had just a couple of apples for the road. The last one was in my pocket. Groping around in my pocket for a big green apple, I slowly took it out and took off a decent piece.
Yeah, you do everything slowly.
Well, not only that, but it's like I took a piece of apple. Where does he eat? Does he eat in his ass or something? Like, seriously, he's not doing anything, he's just walking slowly and blinking. Anyway, it's so sour. I was surprised I wasn't poisoned. What a nasty woman. At least she wasn't there, so I didn't have to listen to her complaints. Sit straight, elbows off the table, etc. My war with her was over for now. I was a little worried what would happen to my father. I guess his relationship with her wasn't that bad. He at least didn't have to fear to be tortured with sour apples. Maybe he gets tortured in different ways, mate. Suddenly I smelled something. It came from the depths of the forest. I breathed in deeper, and the pleasant aromas of cinnamon, boiled, condensed milk tickled my nose. The aroma of baked goods. And even though my hunger was stilled for now, I wanted to try my aunt's cooking. Even if it's just something to shut me up. God, it smells good. I could have been sent to the Evergreen boarding school, but I didn't. The guys at school were telling me frightening stories that turned into one of the most disturbing urban legends. Oh, got a different picture now. Wait. Chasing this pleasant smell, I found myself upon a clearing with a big owl. In the distance, there was a cliff. Judging by the photo, the house should be right there. But it wasn't. I took a few steps forward, looking carefully at the photo. The house should be right there. And suddenly I saw it. I saw the outline of a house on the edge of the cliff. It seemed to have emerged from the air. I think the phrase is emerged from thin air. You hear that expression? When something comes from thin air, it appears out of nowhere. I don't know.
The opposite of vanish.
Yeah, basically. What a funny picture. I wonder if this was made by, maybe it was made by a Russian developer, which is why Russian and English are the two options.
Maybe.
So maybe it's just they're trying to knock it together and their English isn't quite perfect. But it seems relatively decent for the most part.
That's what my
Anyway.
English is not perfect.
Well, I'm asking you to write a fucking story for a game, am I? Or translate. It looked like it had been chased there by all these sharp fir trees, but it didn't jump off the cliff. My imagination liked to play games. Why didn't I notice it all at once? There was smoke from the chimney and a delicious smell from the windows. A great dinner was waiting for me. I didn't even have time to come up the pot. What the hell is that cat doing? Is that cat just moving in circles?
It's flying.
At first I thought, oh yeah, it's running, and now it just seems to be just hovering in midair. So I didn't have time to come up to the porch, and the door suddenly swung open. A black cat was floating in circles with a cookie in his mouth. He was followed by my aunt on a broomstick. Colourful sparks were shooting from her hands. What's going on? I couldn't believe my eyes. I immediately wanted to run away, but at the same time I felt like clapping my hands with joy. My aunt laughed so wickedly, a cold chill ran down my spine. You're up.
You ate all my cookies, rascal?
Yeah.
I'll skin you alive. Oh. Just wait till I get my hands on you.
Poor cat.
I mean, I'm not very good at this story.
You're a very good actress. Skin alive? Auntie began to chase the cat around the house, firing colourful sparks at him. Various luminous figures appeared around my aunt, and I looked at it very spellbound. Common sense took over. I probably just dozed off during the trip. The purple glowing ball flew over my head. My assumption immediately collapsed, and I had immediate surprise. This couldn't be true. My common sense continued to fight, but it was obviously losing. This is crazy. I jumped to the place where the glowing ball fell and touched the burnt grass. It's so hot. Damn, it's really true. Are you kidding me? My aunt continued to rush for the cat, flying in circles. How is that even possible? Can it be? Magic! The cat span in circles numerous times, and then it changed direction, spinning in circles towards me. I stood like a statue, and then this long-tailed creature climbed upon me.
I see you found yourself a shelter, rascal. Get down.
Yeah, Thomas. What?
Next time you get yourself under control, Grimoire.
Must be the name of the cat, I suppose. My aunt aimed a finger at my head, and a red spark flew out of it.
See ya.
Okay, you're gonna be the cat as well? With a powerful flow of magic, Alice sent the cat into the depths of the forest, and the fluffy ball disappeared in the leaves. Poor thing. I could have died. You almost killed me.
No need to worry since you are alive. And how I could ever kill you, my adorable nephew.
She beamed at me and came closer as if nothing had happened.
It's been ages. Okay, I don't mean.
No, I
My English is very bad, sorry. How I missed you, Thomas.
I couldn't get over what I just saw. My aunt hugged me so tightly I lost the ability to perceive reality, along with the ability to breathe. What on earth just happened?
That was the most impudent cat on the whole planet. If you are talking about Grimoire, of course.
I'm talking about those sparks, that broom.
Ah, that's nothing. Witch stuff.
Witch stuff? I struggled to suppress a cry of delight. Meanwhile, Alice began to examine me.
You've become thinner since our last meeting. Oh, this nasty Sophia doesn't give you any food.
Who cares, Amy? That was incredible.
Why is this such a surprise for you? Didn't your dad tell you I'm a witch?
Well, he said, but this is real magic, damn it.
What's your tongue, young man? But it's really great that you're like it. How are you feeling? This is too much for me. My English is
No, it's
very
not.
bad. The worry,
The
well,
barrier.
the barrier might have taken some power from you when you were getting through it. Through.
Is it because of magic that I didn't see the house from a distance?
Right, you are. This house is not visible to those who are not looking for it.
I mean, he was looking for it in the first place, but whatever.
And if you are looking for it, it
Immediately.
immediately show up when you come closer.
I mean, that explains then, when he comes closer. That's how it is. She smiled again. She smelled kind of familiar. Bit weird. I think it's my mum's perfume.
Yes, your mom and I had similar tastes for a lot of things, but unfortunately not for men.
She grinned and sighed. Oh, sorry, that was my turn.
It I don't like to read. It just so happened that my boyfriend turned out to be a piece of work, and I just had to turn him into a cat. Now he's my pet.
Okay, now I'm bothered about a cat. Wow, don't tell me that it was your boyfriend who was just sitting on my head. She nodded. Weird. I opened my mouth even wider in surprise. She turned her boyfriend into a cat. Wow. Well, on the other hand, I should calm down. She's turned a human into an animal, and she could do the same to me, but let's relax. What if she turned me into a bug or a mouse? If I put my hand on the table, I've got to make my bed, or... Auntie put her hand on my shoulder, interrupting my disturbing thoughts.
Don't worry, Thomas, I won't hurt you. I am a good witch, and besides, this Grimoire continues to annoy me even when being a cat. So I didn't give him a tail for nothing. This fluffy bag devoured of the cookies I had baked for your arrival. Oh, my English is so bad. You might not understand it now, but sometimes a girl just has to turn her nasty boyfriend into an animal of some kind.
I just nodded. Relationships aren't my thing at all. I'm only 12. If one of the girls in my school told her friend she had turned a guy into a cat the next day, she'll be locked in the cuckoo house. Just imagine, flying brooms, cats that were once people. I wondered what was going to happen next.
When the game started.
This is a game, it's a visual novel, and then I think there's some puzzles and stuff in it.
Oh yeah, because we only read and read and read.
I think there's some like kind of gameplay stuff in between, but I think it's a visual novel.
So it's all the time of the read.
Probably, or a lot of the time.
Okay, we're going to do.
We're only going to do like half an hour now, so don't worry, we're not going to play all of it. I think my
I feel very bad with my reading.
Don't worry. I still cannot believe this is real magic.
Of course, it is real. There's no other.
It was very difficult to believe what was happening, especially the part where the auntie claimed to have turned her boyfriend into a cat. But it seemed to be the truth. This is great. Well, except for the cat. I think I will like your place.
Not about it. About that. It's getting colder. We should get inside. I give you some hot tea.
Okay. You walk quickly towards the house, and I look back at the forest. What about Grimmer?
Hurry up, Thomas. I don't want you to get caught. Oh, and don't worry about this rascal. He will be alright. He always finds his way home.
We went inside, and I found the house. Jeez, look at the house. There's like a dead cat or something on the floor. I found myself in a pretty spacious hallway with a huge sofa stretching along the wall. Kind of like our old house, it's just very thin. I mean, there's more stuff in it. But you know, it's like really thin in the living room. There was a picture on the wall and a toothy wolf skin under the sofa. In horror, I stared at the monster. It looked like it crawled from under a child's bed.
Welcome to the witch's house.
It's very cute in here, aren't it?
Oh, wonderful.
Cute? Really?
Yeah.
I said in a cheerful voice, looking at the monster under the sofa.
Thank you. I tried to tidy up for your arrival. Remove dried mice and all the rubbish that was hanging here for years. I want you to feel at home.
Weird. With difficulty, I pried my eyes away from the monster and looked at my aunt. I didn't know you were expecting me. Auntie put her broom against the wall and smiled.
Your father told me you weren't getting along with your stepmother, and I suggested that you should come and stay at my place. He agreed. This woman, Sophia, that has completely clouded his mind. From what he told me, I realized that she was purebred. So I told her on
Purpose, eh?
purpose, that I urgently needed a servant to keep the house clean. She immediately suggested I should take you and began to describe you as an extremely
Diligent.
worker. You will clean and dust the furniture and wouldn't be afraid of any work and so on. Oh, what a devilish woman. Apparently, she wanted you to live in the worst place possible. That is why I told her that hell on earth, wait, you right here. Oh, she was so happy as if she had won $1,000,000 in the lottery and said that she would send you on the first bus tomorrow. No.
Oh, I didn't press it wrong. Sophia's really cruel.
I think that she is not a human at all, but some kind of beast. Maybe I should put her in my creature book
Archive.
archive.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Ooh.
It doesn't follow the same pronunciation as the actual
Okay,
word.
archive is the first time I read that word. Sophia, a demon eating little boy's good mood.
I chuckled. She sure is.
By the way, how old are you?
Recently turned 12.
Wow, you are not a little boy anymore.
That's weird. Well, most likely. I'm just not as naive as before. How old are you? Oh, well, you're not a little boy. It seems a little bit. Seems a little bit wrong to me. It sounds a little bit wrong. Anyway, most likely I'm just not as naive as before. She pushed me with her elbow. Pushed with her elbow? Like that? Okay.
How are you?
Oh.
And what kind of lucky girl stole the heart of just such a handsome boy?
I blushed a bit. I think it's still too early for that.
Yeah.
Please. And for now I'm mostly interested in books.
Ah, so we have a Wunderkind?
Yeah.
Wunderkind?
Well, it's a German word. Wunderkind, I suppose. Is a
It sounds like Burger King. No, Wunderkind.
We have Burger King here. I hope you're hungry. Do you want some Burger King?
Sorry. So we have a Wunderkind here. Good news. Take your time to look around while I put some more cookies in the oven. Or I have nothing to treat you with. That damn cat has devoured it at all. No, devoured it all.
My aunt walked into the adjacent room. I threw off my backpack, brought my glasses, and looked around. There were lots of brooms here. I noticed that they had different handles. Some had thick and crooked sticks, others were straight and thin. I was in a good mood, so I grabbed the closest one and mounted it as if flying on a broomstick. Then I took a hat, put it on my head. Look, Auntie, I look like a real sorcerer.
What is this, Thomas?
Her voice came from afar. She must have been busy in the kitchen. What kind of joke is this, you wretched boy? It sounded from somewhere above. I jumped on the spot. The hat flew off my head and looked at me accusingly. Surprised, I dropped the broom. Auntie? The sound of quick steps could be heard.
Oh dear, Thomas, that were you thinking? What were you thinking?
She ran to me, picked up the broom and the hat.
I'm so sorry, Madame Bonright.
Auntie wiped the hat carefully and hung it on a hook. Oh, it's a hat. I've been here for years. I've never seen such impudence. Madam, I'm trying to make it sound like an old woman. What? What a naughty boy! Who is this brazen fool, Alice?
This is my nephew, Thomas.
I was staring at the hat in total disbelief. My mind simply refused to understand things.
You need to urgently discipline this boy, Alice. This wicked, dissolute boy is bad news. As your deceased mother and my mistress always said, rules
are the most important part of education. One right grins, quite satisfied. Okay, now.
You see, even your hat has better manners than this young man. It's good that you remember it too, Ignatiy Petrovich.
I didn't have a chance to forget. You repeated it 100 times, madam.
You shouldn't have raised your voice at me, you know.
She suddenly snored. I think it should be snorted. Snoring is when you sleep. Snort like
That's why
that,
I said.
yeah. Alice pointed her wand, which seemed to have appeared from thin air. Oh, the view from thin air here, but not before. Oops, I didn't read that. Never mind.
It's not polite to interrupt like this, but if she gets started, she will never stop.
Yes, this old bag has completely gone nuts. Let me introduce myself, lad. My name is Ignatiy Petrovich. This hat, I cannot believe it's talking. And this fellow guy does not know where hats come from, right, Alice? Auntie nodded.
No, he knows nothing about our world.
Witch hats are woven in special magic. Most often from living thread. They get their names from their creators. Mine was Russian. He called me after his eldest son. Okay, simple. Anti-Semitic.
Is he really?
Not really. What kind of explanation is that? He talked to me like I knew all about this kind of stuff. That thought for a bit. Judging by your facial expression, you didn't understand a damn thing. Let me ask, where do you think a person's soul comes from? Its existence has not yet been proven. I responded readily. The question was simple, and any kid could answer it. That's the same thing here. It's not clear how everything works. Some magicians believe that the souls of the dead live in their hats. Others think it's the souls of the unborn. Whatever. Either way, nothing will change. I'm not a supporter of these. I prefer real science.
Shall we practice philosophy some other time, please? Thomas and I need to look around the house, and you, Igni, should be engaged in composing a new catalog for my potion shop.
Good. Wow, you've got your own potion store. That's right. Oh, that's right. I like it so much. I love numbers. Is that the voice?
Yeah, more or less.
Like I said, the voice needs to change. But to be honest, Alice is such a bummer. We don't have time to profit.
It wasn't so exaggerated, but yeah, wow.
It wasn't so exaggerated. No, that's not the voice. I've completely lost the voice now. And we have to pay rent in this village.
Please,
Yeah.
This is not a shop, but a stall. Secondly, it is not yours, Igni, but mine. And thirdly,
Yeah.
30 sounds very bad.
Thirdly.
It sounds very bad in
Just
Spanish.
third, but with you.
I got a lot of nice private orders recently. Thomas, things are getting better.
Ha ha ha. Don't listen to this nonsense, lad. Alice's business is weak, although we are trying to hold on, thanks to me. It was my idea to open a shop.
Hey, Igni. Oh, you arrogant old fool.
I see you getting on well with Auntie Ignatiy Petrovich. Please call me Igni, my young friend. Now I need to have a nap. Put me back on the hook, Alice. Thank God for that. I don't want to do that fucking voice again. Auntie mumbled something. She took off her hat, put it on a peg next to the other hat, spoke to me again.
Well, back to the basics. Basics?
Basics, yeah.
The home of a witch is inhabited by a lot of talking things, Thomas. Not only hats can be alive. You should be more careful. This one is not a regular house. Any object can be dangerous in some way or another. You can just touch. You can't just touch everything you wish if you want to keep all your limbs. You were really lucky to pick a regular broom for your jokes, not a real witch broom.
What if she has so many brooms then? If like only some of them are real and some of them are just cleaning? I nodded. Killer brooms, talking brooms, whatever, some nows. Auntie put her hand on my shoulder.
There are a lot of dangerous things in this house, but isn't that wonderful? But this is I wanted to read it well. There are a lot of dangerous things in this house, but isn't that wonderful? The
Your certainty.
uncertainty of tomorrow.
I'm pretty sure I want to be alive tomorrow.
Well, in that case, you should be most careful, my dear nephew.
I mean, it should be
More
more careful,
careful.
but whatever.
Yeah, that's
More-
why I said most.
But most careful can be like old fashioned, or you have to be most careful. So, I mean, maybe.
I don't know all English. I don't know
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of
more than
fine.
English either. So
Anyway, it's incredible. I thought it was some kind of charlatan, but not a real witch. She ruffled my hair.
now for killing me a charlatan.
Charlatan.
Like in Spanish. A charlatan, I could turn you into a bug. After all, I have a license for magic. Here, take a look.
She pulled out the chain from around her neck, which was hidden behind a high collar, and took out a magical amulet. She opened, shining brightly. An inscription appeared in the air.
Oh.
Alison McGivery, witch, potion maker and charmer since 1974. Then she froze again. Well, it looked magical, but nothing can beat a talking heart. And I was shocked, almost collapsed. It was way too much for me. I started to fall over, but my aunt caught me by the hand.
Easy, Thomas. Everything will be fine. You just need to get used to magic. And don't touch the brooms. They are very dangerous creatures. This joke of yours, you are lucky that you didn't mount the witch broom.
I just wanted to make a joke. I'm sorry.
I'm not mad at you, but you should be more careful. It could have ended
Ended.
very badly. They need to be very careful handled and cleaned from dust. Otherwise, they will.
I think it should be for dust, but
Otherwise, they will
rebel.
and you will end up like one of my students, Gabriel. A broom beat her to death after she dropped it on the floor right into an ugly spider's web.
Did you know about the word rebel? It's a verb and a noun. Different pronunciation. Rebel is a verb. Rebel is a noun. Like read and read, I suppose. But
In Spanish, it is.
yeah.
I mean, we pronounce rebelde, revelar.
I know you have the same pronunciations, but English pronunciations are
It's
weird.
shit. Yeah. I hate English.
Magical House seemed no longer funny to me. I turned pale with horror, looked around cautiously. The pumpkin. What if it bit someone's head off? Those pictures. Maybe they take the souls of people looking at them. This terrible carpet. How many innocent children did it tear to pieces? For a second, it seemed like I was deep in the forest with the living dead. I shouldn't watch horror movies.
Thomas, I guess I scared you a little. Okay, vale, por ejemplo.
Of course, poor thing was an unenviable end, and it's more dangerous here than it might seem at first glance.
Honestly, if it's more dangerous here than in a dark forest alone with hungry
Wolves.
wolves.
Plural wolves.
Wolves. That is why I need you to behave well and be an obedient boy.
I'll be very obedient.
Obedient.
Of course. My life depended on it. Auntie brought me into the next room. We found ourselves in the kitchen. I immediately sat down and the aunt began to stir something in a large saucepan.
What is this rascal Grimo? You were so worried about ate all the cookies and didn't leave you even crumbs. But another load
Yeah,
of cookies is going to be ready soon.
he might have been hungry.
Nope. He just really loves cookies.
Which is his favourite?
It's not about what his favorite cookie is, Thomas. It's about being naughty.
By the way, he's a very cute cat. I'd pat him, but it's a little weird considering he was your boyfriend. She found.
Correction, ex-boyfriend. He has been like this for more than a year, so I think he wouldn't mind if you pat him.
Can help for a
Which
year?
is fun. Mhm.
Where, yeah, like affection basically for a cat.
He actually loves it, but will most likely keep up an act. Personally, I would flog him to the very edge
Yeah.
of existence. But you seem to have a thing for him. Oh my god, my English is so bad.
I love cats. I once had one.
Hmm.
His name was Peach. My stepmother kicked him out because he ruined her dress. My father bought her exactly the same dress, but it didn't help.
Your thing wasn't.
What?
It was stuck.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Your stepmother is even worse than I might see in a fair.
This is just unfair. She has 100 of those dresses. I only had one friend. Besides,
Grimor is certainly not Peach, but I think you two will be good friends.
Auntie hurried to put the kettle on the fire, took out the cookies, and began to lay out the dough cutters for the next portion. There was a variety of forms. I examined them as I drank my tea, trying to not think about the bad stuff. Hopefully Peach was sheltered by someone and is now well and comfortable. She put a plate of still hot cookies in front of me.
Help yourself.
Thanks. Why are the molds so strange? Is it because it's Halloween soon?
No, Halloween has nothing to do with it. I'm a witch. I always use these cookie cutters. I especially like cute
Cookie cutters. Oh, cute ghosts.
ghosts. The village kids love those very much.
She threw up her hands. I almost read that as she threw up into my hands, like vomited. But
Of course, you are a soft. No sé decirlo.
absolutely.
Absolutely right. Halloween is coming soon, and little ghosts, goblins, and my other work college will come to my house. By the way, the witch costume is the most popular outfit for that day. Almost all the village girls will put on cap and
Yeah.
robes. We will need you to. No, we will need to prepare sweets for all of them. So we
Definitely.
definitely need more cookies.
No problem. I often cook to my mother, so I can help you.
Thank you.
Olive. Her eyes were filled with sadness.
I can't see properly, sorry. My student used to help me with this, but for more than a year now, I haven't had a
License.
to train young sorcerers
Sorcerers.
and potion makers. The concert deprived me of this right, and to earn it back. I must and to earn it back, I must prepare and present to them at least one worthy image. But after all these accidents with my students, parents don't want to risk their dear children. They are ready to send them to learn to anyone, even to mad blind Irbich, but not to me.
Why? What happened?
All my students happen to be very irresponsible and naughty, and they all perished before their training even started.
Best all the students died. Okay. She was actually quite upset and seemed to continue to stir something in a saucepan.
Now, to the annual Sabbath, there where all the witches fly, I become a joke every time. Like, look at her. Not one of her students was ever presented to the witch council. I'm a little tired of reading this.
Don't worry. I'll tell you what, when we finish with this scene, I think we'll call it a day. We've been going on for a while. Don't worry, Annie, it'll be okay.
And last time, one of the witches suggested that I should first train on cats and then teach children.
Things look really bad, but I had an idea. I can help you.
Hmm.
I was one of the best at school. I could be your student. The council will see you're a good mentor.
Thank you, Thomas, but I don't think you possess even first level magic, my dear nephew.
I can learn how to make potions.
Make potions?
The auntie's eyes glittered slyly.
Right, Thomas, the potion maker.
She shook her head.
No, this is a bad idea, too dangerous.
But I was a scout. I faced lots of dangers. My voice sounded confident, but I still didn't realise what I was doing, and of course I was afraid of the consequences. If I couldn't retreat, I wanted to help my aunt. So would Mum. In addition, I needed to occupy myself with something. Her eyes were sad, just like those of the kitten I found near the school. I saw the other children mocked him, forcing him to run after a paper fish. The kitten was so hungry he began to chew on it, and they just scoffed at him. Okay, now.
Boris
Laughed. So they were teasing a hungry cat with a paper fish. I knew they were stronger than me, but I still stood up and helped the kitten. I took him home and gave him a fish, and a name, Peach. My auntie's look reminded me of him again, my old friend.
Are you sure you can do it? After all, this training can turn out really.
Yes. No, I've changed my mind. I don't like the idea.
Good, I will teach you everything. Don't worry.
I'll try my best not to let you down. Can you show me the rest of the house? I think it's quite dangerous to wander around alone.
Of course, Thomas. It is dangerous here. I will tell you how to behave in this house.
Good.
I'm very glad that you volunteered to help me. Volunteered to help me. I hope you won't follow the steps of my other students.
I think I can handle learning.
We can handle it. And Auntie has something for you.
Intriguing.
Making potion is a very difficult job, so you will need an assistant. Luckily, I have a tame handy potion specialist. Come on, dear. Come closer.
I felt something soft touch my foot. Grimoire came out from the table, built a magic cloud from the smoke. The cat climbed on it and patted his paw next to himself. Get on to it. Let's move out of here, boy, before she leaves you somewhere in the forest. We'll teach you how to make potions. We'll trade well. Live in the open air, happily ever after.
Honey.
I'm no honey for you, Hellcat. You threw me in the forest because of your stupid cookies. They are the only joy in my furry life. It's good you hadn't locked the back door like last time, or I've had to clean up the greenhouse window.
Here you go.
And pouted the lips.
And I thought I was your only joy.
Rather the curse.
What did you pour up there?
The witch made a dramatic gesture with a hand, fished out a wand out of thin air, aimed at the cat. Grimoire sighed. What did you want of me, love? I couldn't resist the temptation. I ran up to the cat, picked it up, and hugged it. Iris, dear, what's this?
You can cuddle him, alright? He loves it.
He does not. I'm the most dangerous criminal. Ah, how nice. Kitty, 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 what a cute cat. You want a scratch behind your ear? Meow. Damn it, what a pleasure.
It's creative. It's great you two are getting along, Grimoire. I will leave the boy to your care when I'm busy in the store in the village.
Grimoire couldn't answer. His mouth broke into a smile as he and his auntie needed to talk. I put him on the sofa. Well, so be it, but if he kissed, he didn't have time to finish. Auntie cheerfully answered without listening. You'll be smart.
You will smile and won't do anything stupid. Everything will be fine.
She looked at me.
Grimoire will give you useful tips and advice while working on potions and will help you find ingredients around the house.
Well, roger that. Thank you, Mr. Grimoire. Grimoire nodded, lay down to sleep on the windowsill.
Just don't squeeze him too much. He's something bite. Sometimes. Something not sometimes.
I'll try and remember that.
Thomas, I'm sure you'll be a dream team together.
Well, lay down. He smiled. Is there any other children around here to make friends with? There seems to be a village not
She
very
killed
far.
all of them.
She killed all the kids. Alice slightly averted her eyes. Do I not know something?
Thomas, I don't think that the village kids will want to play with the witch student after the last incident.
What happened? You said the kids come to you at Halloween.
At Halloween, yes, they do.
You're keeping something from me.
Well, a little. It's just my last student wanted to impress the milkman's daughter and the
Summoned?
ghost of her dog. It was an awful mistake, and the dog was extremely unfriendly. Poltergeist made such a mess in the village that it's unlikely that the boys there would want to deal with you. They will expect some wild tricks from you. By the way, the girl moved to the city after that incident.
Oh, I see. Then I'll stay away from the village for a while. It was a pity, I didn't have many friends.
There. Don't worry. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. My dear nephew, everything will be fine. I won't let you get worried during your training.
Sounds dangerous.
No worries. Gradually, you'll get used to everything. I understand that all this is new to you. Even I was quite afraid when I was putting on my beating hat for the first time.
Vortex.
For some time, I couldn't get used to his voice, which constantly dictated what to do and curses.
The voice is not the worst, but the biting part is very worrisome.
I remember how Ignacy, Ignacy Petrovic.
I think that they're spelling it differently this time. I think there's an error. Ignati Petrovic, I think.
Almost bit all my off my little finger. It was so funny.
Yeah, there it is. Auntie, this is not reassuring. She frowned.
Well, I got carried away a little. Of course, I sometimes fight with my hat, but I really appreciate Ignacy Petrovic, whenever the name is. He's the best in the business. He's very good at economy and market trading,
Yeah.
which is why he keeps track of the price list for potions and also edits it. Here, take a look.
She showed me a list. Just imagine a talking hat doing business for you.
Well, yes, he helped me a lot.
I took the booklet again and began to examine it. On the cover there was a large glass vessel with some kind of liquid. Hats stored around it, the inscription on the vessel said Alice McIvory, potions, quick, cheap, with love. The first page was a picture of winking Auntie Alice holding a blue potion. I went through the booklet with great interest and managed to get a few things that might be useful in my future work if I wanted to be professionally engaged in potion making. The cheapest potion were those of instant action. Some had discounts, and it took half of the cost for some of the goods. Forces inflow, sunny days, sweet dreams. Judging by the composition, it was quite sugary. But besides potions that gave positive effects, were those that could immerse the person in an abyss of grief. I looked apprehensively at my aunt. She didn't meet my gaze.
I know. Don't look at me like that. Sorry. I'm ashamed to admit that your auntie sometimes makes all sorts of bad things. There are many evil people in the world, Thomas. One way or another, each of us
Commits?
commits evil, and at some point, whether you like it or not, the cursed potions just sell well. I try not to take such orders, but sometimes I have to make ends meet somehow.
I glumly looked at the list. 3 days insomnia, apathy's kiss, deep sorrow. I quite understand and I don't blame you. I just want to say some of them are too cheap.
What? So that's it.
Yeah, it seems like it'll be only fair to sell these for a higher price. If you plan to misuse another person, be ready to pay a tidy sum. Besides, you said they're selling well, which means there'll still be of great demand.
You're right, and I won't have you to have to make nasty things of so often. a couple of evil potions a month. That's all. Ha 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 ha.
That's definitely a witch's laugh. Ha 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 ha. She laughed cruelly and viciously. That was definitely a cruel and vicious laugh. Ha 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 ha. Sounded a bit more sarcastic than cruel. But I doubted her good intentions.
Sorry, have it. All the witches are laughing like that.
I'm sure they are. Never mind, I'm not used to it. Where will I sleep? You can get settled in the basement.
That's mine.
Oh.
Oh, you're going to settle in the basement.
No, that's the female hat. Go continue before I...
I even made a bed out of an old dresser and a table.
Oh, a bed made out of a drawn table. That sounds comfortable. Thanks. Hopefully it's not very cold.
It's great there, but if you somehow feel that you are starting to freeze, just turn on the heating pot. It will warm the room quite well.
How about just a couple of blankets?
How smart! It's simple.
Simply.
I hate English. Didn't occur to me. Vale. Eat the cookies and I show you the house.
I hardly touched what she gave to me, which is a shame because they were delicious. There was a few different types. After finishing, I got up from the table, hurried after my aunt. Hey, we're in a different room now. I think we'll take a break there. I think we're both a little bit tired of narrating and speaking.
Yeah, my narration is shit.
Well, we're speaking for about 3/4 of an hour, so it was a fair amount of time. But it seems like an interesting story. I'm kind of interested to see where it goes, and hopefully it gets into some puzzles or some actual gameplay to break up some of the reading. I've read that there is some every now and then, but it probably isn't very frequent. But I'm certainly interested. I like the art style, definitely. And the story seems like it could be quite interesting. It's I can certainly see what direction it's going. She's going to train him up. He's probably going to make some mistakes, but in the end he'll be a good potion seller, and they'll all live happily ever after. And maybe he'll make a bad potion or something for his stepmother. I don't know. That's what I'm imagining will happen in the story, but I'm just guessing. Anyway, thank you very much for joining. That was a little bit longer than expected in terms of that one, but the other two were quite short, so I guess it's all about the same. Right, well, I'm going to shoot off now, so I'll see you next time. Thanks for coming. Bye.